You know, I go back to what Michael said. In a nutshell, it's read the proposal. If you don't understand something, ask questions so they can be answered in addendums. And tell us your story. I think you have a great opportunity to tell us a great story behind your ACDB commitment. What benefits can you offer the airport besides just meeting the goal? Do you have an innovative approach that you can propose to us? And I'm going to share with you this example, but it's not for you to run out the door and go do it. But I had one proposal out of the entire 100 and some proposals that 2 ACDBEs partnered with each other. Imagine that. So, innovative approach, check. Think outside the box. I mean, as our guidance says, explore all options. There's no right or wrong answer. What we're looking for is that you gave it some thought and that you just didn't give us a cookie cutter response. And then, nutshell, read proposal, answer questions, tell us your story. So, that's it. Max, here's all the good stuff now. Now we're talking about money.
Thank you, Suzanne. Well, I think this is going to be pretty short and to the point, the way most finance people like for it to be. Where's the clicker? Okay. Suzanne? Okay, so for finance, there's 2 aspects that we're going to look at in the proposal. First is, and this is the financial, we'll talk about rent just a little bit later, but on the finance, what we're trying to do is measure 2 aspects. First is the ability to pay, or the financial strength. And so we want to be sure that the winner of the proposal has the ability to financially comply with the terms of the lease. You know, we'll look at some ratios, we'll look at credit history. The other important thing, in fact, even more important, is that a proven record of actually paying on time. We call that the payment history. Okay, so for financial strength, we have to have the financial statements, and what we want is either audited or certified financial statements, and we want to include in your financial statements the whole notes. I think there was talk about a limit on the proposal. The financials are not subject to the limit, so you can put, you know, the notes and anything. I know sometimes people did not do that the last time because they thought that was part of the limit. That is not part of the limit. We want financial statements per generally accepted accounting principles. We don't want tax filings are not generally accepted accounting principle statements. Credit score. The proposal, we need for you to submit a credit report for one of the 3 main credit agencies. And the credit score should be for the proposing entity, not the individual credit report. Now, this information should be provided by the proposing entity or the majority owner in a joint venture. So when we're talking about payment history, we're talking about payment within the terms of the lease. So at DFW, we have a 20-day payment term. That's pretty quick. And when we're talking about being on time, we're talking about being on time within that 20-day period. And so if you're currently doing business at DFW, what we're going to do is we're going to look back at the last 12 months. So we're not going to go back to a long time, but we're going to look at the last 12 months. If you're not currently doing business at DFW, but you have in the last 5 years, we'll take the most current payment period. We'll look at that. Now, for proposers who have not done business with DFW, we want 2 references for payment history, and they need to be for the payment of rent for similar situations, either for an airport or for a mall. And the references, we're going to be getting information that has the invoice terms and payments so that we can verify payments have been made on a timely basis. So that's the financial part. There's another part for rent. Martha, you may have to help out on this, but rent will be evaluated. As far as I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, Martha, but for everything but services, there will be a minimal annual guarantee stipulated, and then there will be a range of the percent rents, and so you need to stay within that range, and obviously we'll have more credit the higher the percent rent proposed. I think services is a little different. Martha, you want to talk about that on services, like the shoe shine and something?
The higher the percent rent that you propose, the more points you get in that section. However, I do want to point out that that does not mean we want everyone to go and propose the highest percent rent out there, because there's different strengths and different concepts. And we also look at sales reasonableness. We will take a look at how reasonable your financials are and how the sales are, and we will then evaluate reasonableness as well. But on the percent rent, it's pretty much what we're doing today is it's basically you have the option to to propose within a range, and that's what we're asking for.
Right. Just a point of clarification. Certainly on the percent rent is going to be looked at for both services and for the retail and the other inline locations, the food and beverage, but also for services, we are looking for the minimum annual guarantee. They can also bid up the minimum annual guarantee and the percent rent. So they can bid up both.
All right. Well, I'm next. I'm Martha Hernandez. I'm an AVP in the concessions department. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about not only where to find all the information that we talked about today, because we have it out in our website, but as well, I do want to just touch ever so slightly, too, on how we expect your proposal to come in, what we want to see. So www.dfwairport.com/opportunities. That is the place to go. Everything that we have for the RFP, everything that we have, any type of opportunity for concessions, you will find at this location. And when you put this into your web browser, this is what you will see. And I have a few more slides that I'll flip through, but as you scroll down, you'll see the RFP, you'll see the package descriptions, you'll see questions that are being answered. So you come to this page. One thing I want to point out is on the right-hand side, we have an opportunity database. And in the opportunity database, what we really ask is that you register if you haven't already. It's not a requirement, but it is highly encouraged to register in the opportunity database. And what it gives you, this is public information. And so if you don't mind your contact information being shared publicly, please register. And what this is used for is to help concessionaires find partners. Not only your concessionaires, but there might be a construction partner, there might be some other services that, that folks may go to try to partner and do business with you. So this is really important if you are trying to look for more opportunities. Please register. We also have financial resources that are listed underneath. There's a couple. As we receive more, we will put more out there. So we ask that you just come out and visit and review this on occasion. As well as right on this side, we have our construction resources, and this is where the tenant design manuals, and I believe Mark and Dwayne spoke to these earlier today, and this is where all the information is that you can be found. So when you come out to the website, you get here, you scroll down, and right here is where you're going to find, here's some important dates, things that you need to be aware of will be posted. We also have all our RFP information here. And so in the RFP information, not only the RFP, but then we also have all the packages that Michael spoke to earlier. What is expected, what we're looking for. So that's where you can pull that information down. Now we also have addendums. When you have a question, what we found is that sometimes the proposals aren't as clear as we think they are, and people have questions. What did you mean by this? or, and we've already told you, all questions go through procurement, all questions go through Sanji. Now what Sanji will do is she will then coordinate the responses through the concessions team and any other department that may need to get involved to answer the question. And what Sanji will then do is every Friday, so remember that every Friday we are posting addendums. She will not respond back to you personally, and the reason why is we have to make sure that when one person asks a question, especially for clarification, that everybody sees it. So what we will do is we will be posting addendums. So you go to dfwairport.com opportunities, scroll down to the addendums, and you'll start seeing the new addendums, the new questions that were asked for this week. And please go there because there's a lot of clarification. Sometimes changes to the RFP will be out there as well. So this is very important. Any presentations we have, including the one we have today, as well, is at the bottom of this page. So again, this location, extremely important for you to know what is going on with the RFP, not only this RFP, but future RFPs, any opportunities we may have. Is there any questions on the website? All right then, on submitting your proposal. This is really what we want to see, and it's in the RFP, but we want to go over some very high-level points. We need one proposal for each package that you're bidding on, and they must be in a 3-ring binder. This is very important because what we do is we take the binder, and a lot of times we will remove sections from the binder as a way to help us get better understanding or getting the selection committee or other people to review. So we don't want bound documents because all that does, it takes us a long time to get them unbound. 60 pages is our page limit. If single-sided is preferred, if you do double-sided, that's 30-page limit. 11-pont single space. What's really important this time is our exhibits, your merchandise list, your services list, your financial information, and ACDBE will not be counted toward your page limits. So therefore, you have more pages to work with in really telling your story and selling your proposal. We're going to need 9 copies of your proposal, 9 binders. We want one that is going to be marked original.